Tonight, you are going to do something no other animal on this planet does. You are going to take raw ingredients, apply heat, and transform them into something completely new. You will cook, and you have probably never once stopped to ask why. But the real answer is far stranger than you think. Every other creature on Earth eats what nature gives it. Raw meat, raw leaves, raw seeds, whatever can be torn, chewed, or swallowed. And for most of the animal kingdom, that is enough. But somewhere, deep in your evolutionary past, one of your ancestors did something that changed everything. They brought food close to fire, they waited, they tasted, and in that single moment, the entire course of human history bent. Cooking did not make you civilized. Cooking made you human. Here is what scientists now believe. For millions of years, your ancestors were powerful but slow-brained apes. They spent most of their waking hours chewing tough roots, raw meat, fibrous plants. Richard Wrangham, a primatologist at Harvard University, calculated that a chimpanzee, your closest living relative, spends roughly 6 hours every single day just chewing. 6 hours, just to get enough calories to survive. Your brain right now consumes about 20% of your body's total energy. That is an enormous cost. In the animal world, a brain that hungry is almost impossible to sustain on raw food alone. Wrangham's hypothesis, first published in his landmark 2009 book Catching Fire, argues that cooking was not a byproduct of human intelligence. It was the engine that created it. When your ancestor cooked food, something remarkable happened. Heat broke down the tough cell walls of plants. It denatured proteins in meat, making them easier to digest. It destroyed pathogens that would have caused illness. The caloric yield of the same amount of food shot upward, dramatically. A cooked sweet potato delivers almost twice the energy of a raw one. Your gut no longer had to work so hard. So it shrank, and the energy that used to fuel a massive digestive system was redirected upward into your skull. Wrangham's research showed that the human gut is roughly 60% smaller than you would expect for a primate of your body size. Your teeth are tiny compared to other great apes. Your jaw muscles are weak. You cannot chew through raw meat the way a chimp can. In a very real biological sense, your body has already assumed that you will cook. You were built for cooked food. You are not adapted to raw food. Raw food is the exception your body struggles with, and this is where it gets strange. If cooking made you human, then what you call a meal is not just nutrition, it is an act of species identity. When you stand at a stove, when you light a grill, when you wait for water to boil, you are replaying a ritual that is at least 1 million years old, possibly 2 million. Archaeologist Francesco Berna and his team at Ben Gurion University uncovered charred animal bones and plant ash at Wonderwork Cave in South Africa, dating back roughly 1 million years. This is the oldest confirmed evidence of fire use linked to food preparation anywhere on Earth. 1 million years ago, one of your direct ancestors sat by a fire and cooked meat. The same act, the same logic, the same hunger for something transformed. But here is the counterintuitive twist that almost nobody talks about. Cooking did not just change your body, it changed your time. Think about what happens when you remove the 6 hours of daily chewing. Suddenly, your ancestors had hours of free time that no other primate had ever had. Time to think, time to socialize, time to plan. Anthropologist Michael Pollan, writing in his investigation of cooking and culture, described fire as the first technology that gave humans leisure. And leisure is the mother of language, art, and complex thought. Around a cooking fire, groups gathered, stories were told, bonds formed. The social architecture of human civilization, every friendship, every community, every culture grew outward from that shared fire. You did not just evolve around food, you evolved around the preparation of food. And yet something even deeper is happening when you cook, something you carry in your body without knowing it. When researchers study the gut microbiome, the vast ecosystem of bacteria living inside your digestive tract, they find that the human gut is uniquely tuned to extract maximum nutrition from cooked, processed food. Studies led by Harvard's Peter Turnbaugh have shown that the microbial communities inside you shift measurably depending on whether your diet is cooked or raw. Your internal biology adjusts, your digestion changes. Your body is not passive. It is responding to heat-altered food the way it was shaped to respond, across millions of years of evolutionary pressure. You were never just eating food, you were always eating transformation. Now look at every other animal on Earth. A lion eats raw prey, a crow eats raw insects, a gorilla sits in a forest and chews leaves for hours. No species in the entire history of life on this planet discovered what your ancestors discovered. No species independently evolved cooking, not once, not anywhere. That is extraordinary. Some researchers have suggested this is because the cognitive steps required, understanding that fire transforms food, controlling fire without being burned, intentionally altering ingredients before consumption, are simply out of reach for any other brain. Cooking requires planning. It requires theory of mind. It requires the ability to imagine a future state that does not yet exist. Raw plant becomes something else. Raw meat becomes something different. You must hold that transformation in your mind before it happens. That capacity for mental simulation, for imagining what is not yet real, is one of the defining features of human cognition, and it may have sharpened itself in part at the fire. So what does this mean for you today? Tonight, when you cook a meal, even if it is something simple, something quick, something you barely think about, you are participating in the longest unbroken human tradition that exists. Older than writing, older than farming, older than language as we know it. You are doing the one thing that no other creature on Earth has ever done. You are taking the raw world and making it yours. Your ancestors sat around a fire 1 million years ago and did exactly what you are about to do. And in that moment, just like in this one, they stopped being animals. They became something else entirely. Tonight, when you do something no other animal on this planet does, remember, that act is not just feeding your body. It is the oldest proof that you are human.